So for any nation, for its regeneration, for its renaissance, it needs self-confidence in itself. The real brotherhood is in realizing the spiritual oneness of the existence.
Conquer the world with spirituality means, what does it mean?
Even by love, by acceptance also, we can make others as our own. Meaninglessness of life. What for life is? See, when you are poor, middle class, you have some aim that you should, establish nicely in life. You must have your own house, your own vehicles and all that. But when you are born in wealth, what for life is? So it is only by living we can really transmit or radiate the spirituality to the world.
When we say about spirituality in simple words, for any common man to understand, really they are spiritual, what would we say to them?
Forget little bit about your own body and mind conveniences and think about others.
So recently this Pahalgam attack and all that we were discussing, and Bharat launched this Operation Sindhoor. So there was a discussion when we say that we see everything as part and parcel of ourselves, and then why we attack others.
Spirituality doesn't mean I will sit here and people can come and attack me. It does not mean that.
But one thing which a common man to or a youth has to take up, what would you suggest to them?
As Swamiji had told, they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. And Swamiji had not said it simply as a sentence. He himself has lived it.
Yes.
The earth's bravest and the best have to sacrifice for the good of many. So if I consider myself good, best, then the first thing I should do is to sacrifice for the good of many.
Dear sisters and brothers, Namaste. Today is 11th September and we are celebrating Universal Brotherhood Day, a day that reminds us of the historic moment in 1893 when Swami Vivekananda addressed World Parliament of Religion in Chicago, beginning with the powerful words, Sisters and Brothers of America. On this special occasion, we are truly blessed to have with us Mananeeya Nivedita Didi, the All India Vice President of Vivekananda Rock Memorial and Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari. Mananeeya Didi joined as a Jivanvarti Karyakarta in 1977. Since then, Didi shouldered various responsibilities in the organization to spread the message of Swami Vivekananda through working in the field, through her books, various lecture sessions, etc. She has written more than 21 books, spoken at top institutions like IITs, universities in India and abroad, and has represented Bharat's spiritual values globally, including at Kansas University, USA. In recognition to her dedicated service, she was awarded the Padma Shri by the government of India in 2017. She also received honorary doctorates from various universities and SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. Additionally, Didi was conferred the Life Fellow Award by IIT Kharagpur. Coming next few minutes, we are going to have some conversation with Mananeeya Didi, learning from her life, her insights, and exploring the relevance of Universal Brotherhood Day and spiritual foundations of oneness in our Indian culture. Didi, namaste and welcome to this conversation.
Namaste.
Didi, usually we observe the days of remembrance of great personalities' birthday, historical events like wars, treaties, etc. Universal Brotherhood Day is a quite unique event. We are celebrating a speech less than 500 words What according to you makes Swami Vivekananda's address so powerful and unforgettable even after so many years?
See, the significance of Swami Vivekananda's speech at Chicago in Parliament of Religion is for the world as well as for India. Now, when we say the 500, less than 500 word speech, that was, of course, his introductory speech. That itself made a great mark on the minds of audience. But in Parliament of Religion, Swami Vivekananda was present from 11 September to 27 September, full. And almost on every day, he used to speak. So, all his speeches gave a very great message for the West, which was till then used to present only its own religion as the religion, its own God as the only true God. Somewhere was made to realize that it's not only uniformity that can save the humanity. That is, everyone should become same. It's not like that, because diversity is the rule of nature. Everything in this universe is diverse. Even if we take any two leaves, they may appear similar if they are from the same tree, but they are not exactly the same. Even two human beings are not exactly the same. So diversity is the plan of nature. But beyond diversity, there is something which connects all of us. And if we focus on that, then alone we all can live together, accepting each other, not just tolerating, but accepting each other. So uniformity is impractical, that will bring bloodshed, and the free human spirit can never be confined to a single interpretation of the eternal truth. This is what the West realized first time. And for India, again, Swamiji's this speech was a very great moment in her history, because due to so many invasions for centuries together, which India kept on fighting very valiantly and did not lose her identity or soul, but of course suffered quite a lot. And in that, the main loss was loss of self confidence. And because of that, somewhere those who were educated, of course in Macaulay education, started thinking there is nothing good in India, either in India or her dharma or her culture. And it was at that time when Swamiji spoke in the Parliament of Religion, and there were many who then followed Swami Vivekananda and came to India. So they felt that yes, there is something in India which the world needs. So for any nation, for its regeneration, for its renaissance, it needs self-confidence in itself. And that was the speech, or we can say those were the speeches delivered in Parliament of Religion by Swami Vivekananda, that what fall was going on for a nation of our Bharat. After that, slowly Bharat started rising, and the process is still on.
Who actually gave this name Universal Brotherhood and why?
See, this day is celebrated by many persons in Bharat, in many ways. Some call it Digvijay Divas and all that. But the founder of Vivekananda Kendra, Mananeeya Radha Devi Didi, he felt that what real brotherhood means. Brotherhood is not that you give up your tradition, your way of dressing, your language, or your way of thinking and become like us, then we all are brothers. That's not the brotherhood. That's only making others imitate you
Yes.
and making them in the process lose their soul. So that's not the real brotherhood. The real brotherhood is in realizing the spiritual oneness of the existence. And that is what Swami Vivekananda again and again told in Parliament of Religions, and also when he came back to India, on this oneness of existence. On that he focused. So, in understanding, accepting, and ultimately realizing this oneness of existence, the real brotherhood is experienced. So, that's why he gave the name Universal Brotherhood Day.
Exactly, we were to ask that question only. Actually, what exactly this universal brotherhood means? Means Swamiji said, up India, conquer the world with your spirituality. So here there is a deeper meaning is seen. Conquer the world with spirituality means, what does it mean?
See, whenever we hear the word conquer, we feel we are going with sword in hand
Yes.
and trying to destroy others or dominate over them, rule over them. But we also know there is one way of conquering, and that is you conquer, your neighbors with your love. You conquer your in-laws with your love. So, even by love, by acceptance also, we can make others as our own. So, when Swamiji says, up India, conquer the world with your spirituality, he says that, see, the humanity is suffering. There is disintegration, there is, means everything is disintegrating. The communities are disintegrated, man has dissociated himself from the nature, or the families are disintegrating. Even human being is not able to keep his body, mind, intellect together, to rooted in his Atman. So it is at that time connecting principle is required. So world is suffering. One problem is disintegration. Another is meaninglessness of life. What for life is. See, when you are poor, middle class, you have some aim that you should, establish nicely in life. You must have your own house, your own vehicles and all that. But when you are born in wealth, what for life is. And when many countries, they started coming to that affluent stage, this is what started afflicting the human life, meaninglessness. What is the purpose of human life? Or we also see that there is a sort of religious fanaticism, or there is also a very low level materialism. Means it's not that we reject matter or the wealth. We are the people who worship Lakshmi. So we don't reject that. But it has its own place. That's not the only thing for life. Or individualism. Because of very extreme individualism, we are cutting ourselves off from everything. So it is at such time, Bharat alone can give message to the world. And this message is not just intellectual message. That is, you tell, the whole existence is interconnected, interrelated, interdependent, or of spiritual oneness. Or you say the human life is, to realize one's own divine nature. Of course, this is the first at intellectual level. But how it is realized in human life? For that, India presents so many examples, either in the past or even in the present, or even our family life, even our community life, even our village life, even today. It gives such examples, living examples. If somebody is telling you should be very honest or you should be upright in life, these are mere words for other person. But if he sees such people who are living such life, he immediately understands the meaning. So it is only by living we can really transmit or radiate the spirituality to the world. Therefore, Swami Vivekananda does not say that India, give your message of spirituality to the world. We giving message in today's digitalized world, everything is digitalized. Message is already there, available. Anything you can listen to Gita or anything. That's not a problem. But it is only by example. Therefore, Swamiji uses the word up India, means India has to rise herself. India has to live those spiritual truth very vibrantly, consciously. Now we are living it because of tradition, it has come to us, but not because of conviction, not with vibrancy. So he says, up India, first we have to raise ourselves and then conquer the world with your spirituality.
So in this, when we say most of the people, our mindset has become whatever comes from the West is best. That is praised so much. If it comes from there, why this mindset has come so much on the people of our country?
See, this is in a way very natural. The society which has been facing continuous invasions and loss of self-confidence. Because of that, so many shortcomings, drawbacks enter in the society. We start fighting with each other, or we start being more selfish. And at that time, if we see someone or some country or some civilization as very successful, we feel, oh, we should become like that. And then they start imitating. Now, what they see is only the outer appearance, or we can say the contemporary achievements. But on what basis those achievements are, and ultimately where that thinking or that way of life will lead, that is not known to us. To put it in today's acceptable word, we need sustainable development. See, all that needs to be sustained, and it cannot be sustained if man is living with lot of greed, selfishness, aggrandizement, then it cannot be sustained. And for that, you need a spiritual dimension to your life, which India alone can give. And therefore, if that is not known, we think what they are doing is right and we start imitating. So it is a natural inclination in any human being to adore success, to adore whatever is bright and shines. And secondly, this is very natural for a human being, that he gets carried away by what is seen, and because he doesn't know where it will lead. So a sort of lack of knowledge about our own self, our culture, our spirituality, that also makes them follow the West.
So if at the present moment we see lot of that Western influence on our youth and also social media. So in this kind of situation, how such a spiritual aspect we could bring into their life, day-to-day life?
It is true that we see such influence, but there is also the other side to it. There are also many youth, who are actually in search of truth, and they want to know, they want to become spiritual. You just see some ashrams and all, young people are crowding there, they are going there, they want to know, because at certain stage man wants to look within, and that is also happening. Of course, some are imitating. Many times we may also judge by seeing outwardly. Just to give one example, once I was traveling and I was in the train, and I am seeing one young couple, means I am sitting here, I am seeing them on another seat in the next coupe, and husband and wife, both dressed in modern dress, like that Bermuda type 3/4 legging is there and some t-shirt is there, and they are one person is reading a book, and that is the earlier husband was reading a book, and the wife was looking into mobile for something, Then for something, the husband got up, went away. So the wife took the book and then she started reading. So when he came back, he asked, "Give me, I am reading." Then she said, "No, no, now I am reading." And both were actually fighting for the book to read. Okay. So I was wondering what book it must be. Anyone would have concluded it must be some novel. So later when I went and that side, and when I was coming back, I saw the book in her hand, and it was the life history of Swami Vivekananda.
Wow.
So it is not that, see, ultimately, the our blood, Indian blood, whatever outwardly we may talk, we may do, we may imitate, somewhere deep within, we still long for or hanker for or yearn for ultimate truth. So that is there. Only thing is that more and more India emerges as success. India emerges as an example of balance between materialism and spirituality, balance between mundane and spiritual, balance between individual and collective. That is individual also, society also, nation also, family also. More and more such balance India manages in her national life. The youth will be very proud. They would not only follow the Indian values, but they will be also ambassadors of those values. I have full faith in it.
Very good. Didi, when we say about a spirituality in simple words, for any common man to understand, really they are spiritual, what would we say to them?
It is very simple. That is, to put it in very simple words, is that forget little bit about your own body and mind conveniences and think about others. Forget your comforts and do something little for others. So selflessness, this is one thing. Or to put it in a still uh, bigger term, as Bhagwan Sri Krishna has defined spirituality in 8th chapter. He said, Swabhavodhyatma muchyate. Swabhav. So, what I considered as me. So, when generally we all say I, we think it is my body mind complex. But that I is not limited to body mind complex. Our real identity is Atman, and that Atman extends to everything, the whole of existence. So when I say I is not just body mind intellect, they are actually my instruments, they are my equipment, sadhan. But my expanding form is my family, my still expanding form is the society, my still expanding form is the nation, my still expanding form is the humanity and the whole nature. So that is Swabhav. Means I consider all this as extension of my own self. When I do that, then I can say that I am spiritual. So spirituality is feeling one with everyone, whether it is nature, whether it is your own people or unknown people or animals, birds, plants, everything. When you feel you are part of all that, that is spirituality.
So when we say universal brotherhood, like seeing oneself in everything. So recently this Pahalgam attack and all that we were discussing, and Bharat launched this Operation Sindhoor. So there was a discussion when we say that we see everything as part and parcel of ourselves, and then why we attack others? Why do we want to attack others? This kind of question also coming up. To such a question, how we make people understand about the importance of it?
See, it is like this. We are Atman, but we are also body and mind. Okay. Means that as an instrument we have come. The Atman can be realized only with the help of this body and mind. Of course, we have to go beyond that, but to go beyond, first we need this. It is like to cross a river, we don't go in the water. We need a boat. But we don't stay in the boat. We use the boat to cross the river.
Right.
Isn't it? So same way body, mind are required. So that is our physical existence. Now, as it is for individual, similarly it is for a nation. It has got its physical existence. It has got its land, its people, and its culture. It's a flow of thought which gives that identity to the nation. And in India, it is the Hindu identity. We can also put it this way, that all the spiritual traditions of India, if any common name is to be given, that is Hindu. Hindu is not any particular tradition. Hindu is a common name of all spiritual traditions in India. All right. Now, in Pahalgaon, when people were killed, they were asked, what do you follow? Are you Hindu? And if they said, yes, we are Hindu, they were killed. It means the attack was not only just on the individuals, it was also on the soul of Bharat. And anyone who comes and kills our people like this, means even if they would not have asked the name also, whether what religion you belong to, even then, killing innocent people, singling them out and killing, that cannot be tolerated. Spirituality doesn't mean I will sit here and people can come and attack me. It does not mean that. For example, means though we say feeling of oneness with everyone, but suppose some thought, some people, some ideology, some countries, if they become problem to the existence of the whole, they need to be eliminated. To give an example, suppose a person with diabetes, he gets gangrene on his toe, and doctor says we have to cut your foot now, because otherwise that poison will go to your whole body. Now to protect the body, though the toe is his own toe, he says yes, it should be cut. And along with toe, just toe they can't cut, so a foot is cut. So this is what happens. If there is an ideology or a religion which says only we are true, you are not true, and you need to be eliminated, exterminated, finished, and if they come and attack, then they need to be given response in their own language. And that's why Sindhoor operation took place.
As such, this kind of discussion happens in the society. Therefore, it's need of the society to understand it in clear sense. That's why this question came up. And now in the Swamiji's life, when a young man has to take, because entire life is a vast thing to learn, but one thing which a common man to or a youth has to take up, what would you suggest to them to take from the Swamiji's life to live on?
As Swamiji had told, no, they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. And Swamiji had not said it simply as a sentence. He himself has lived it.
Yes.
We know that in his family, he was the eldest. He had 3 sisters, 2 brothers. Father passed away. Their residence, their house, it was snatched by the relatives. And Swamiji's family was driven out of the house. So they went to the maternal grandmother's house to stay. But eating food was a problem. It was at that time Swami Vivekananda had a great dilemma in his life. Whether as an eldest son who is educated now, he should take care of the family, or as his guru had told that you had to do the work of mother, and therefore he should go and work for Mother Bharat, because Swamiji writes in one of his letters, my mother is the dearmost to me, and yet I had to leave her along with my other siblings, because the millions and millions of my country were going down day by day in the ditch of poverty, of ignorance, of loss of self-confidence. And therefore, I decided that I shall work for India. And that's how he comes out and he works. So, if you go on thinking only about yourself, it reduces the scope of your actions, your thinking, and the life cannot be raised. So, Swami Vivekananda says, they alone live who live for others, the rest are more dead than alive. And Swamiji's life, if we see, this is what his whole life is only for when India will rise again. National regeneration, national regeneration. Why? He was for the people of the whole world, because he thought that the humanity can be saved only by Indian knowledge, Indian spirituality. And that is why India has to rise. So whether he was after his first speech at Chicago, that is on 11th September 1893, you know, people just surrounded him. They were so happy. They were trying to shake hands with him. And then very nice arrangements were made. Till then, Swamiji had no place even to sleep. For 2-3 days, he had slept on railway platforms. Now, a very nice house, very good bed, everything is there. But when Swamiji saw the shining Chicago city, he remembered the small children in our country who have no food to eat. So they just drink water and go to sleep. Or the women who have no proper clothes to wear. And Swamiji could not sleep. Swamiji did not sleep on the bed. He just lied down on that carpet. The tears are flowing. Next day, morning, when the host came inside, he asked, Swami, what happened? Swamiji said, nothing. I remembered my people. So always, even when he was unknown sannyasi, and even when he was at the peak of his fame and popularity, he remembered only India. When people ask him, the journalist asked him, that after seeing the rich West, affluent West, earlier you said you love India. Now what do you say? He said, yes, I loved India. No, past tense was used.
Yes.
So people are eagerly listening. Now he will say, I loved India, now I love West. But Swamiji said, I loved India before I came here. Now I adore India, I worship her. That is, he realized India is really a Tyaga Bhumi, not a Bhoga Bhumi, a Moksha Bhumi, a Veda Bhumi, Karma Bhumi, Dharma Bhumi. And that's how Swami Vivekananda, even when he came, you know, he took that soil and put it on his head. And another one incident, just before he took Samadhi, a few days before, he was in his room, and another brahmachari who was helping him, he was in the adjacent room. He heard some sound of talking and some sound of like crying and all. So he came to see. And then he saw Swami Vivekananda sitting in front of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, tears rolling down, and he is asking Thakur that, tell me, how fast will India rise again? So, no thought of himself. So, if at all anything we had to learn from Swami Vivekananda, it is they alone live who live for others, the rest are more dead than alive. And still, to become specific, when someone asks him, what shall we do for you? His foreign disciples, Josephine, MacLeod, and all others. Swami, what shall we do for you? He said, love India. Love India as she is. So, this is what is the another disciple of Swamiji from West. She said that when Swamiji uttered the word India, it was with so much pathos, so much love, so much compassion, so much pride that his the very way of uttering word India created love for India in our heart.
So that is Vivekananda Kendra is taking up so many such activities to take this message to the youth, because Swamiji said youth are to be taken up. So few things about that, what Vivekananda Kendra doing in the to bring up youth with this confidence or this love for the nation.
See, Vivekananda Kendra reaches out to the youth in various ways, like yoga sutras or swadhyaya vargas. But every year at the beginning of the academic year, what in many states Vivekananda Kendra does, we conduct certain competitions for the youth. We give a small booklet of Swami Vivekananda and we ask them either you study and an exam will be conducted, or they have to prepare a PowerPoint presentation on that, or they have to speak on that, and like that various ways. Now this is only to reach out to the youth, and Swamiji's message has such power that, as Roma Rola had told, if anyone is reading Swami Vivekananda by lying down, he will get up. If he is sitting and reading, he will stand up, and he is standing and reading, he will start walking. So it gives such vibrancy, energy, and it motivates you to do something in life for others. And therefore, once these Swamiji's thoughts we succeed to take it to the youth, the next is easier part. Then for those youth, we conduct either residential camps. Then in that camps, they get motivated that we should give at least say 1 hour, 2 hour of our time in a week for nation. And that's how they start associating, they conduct samskar vargas, or they conduct, they take care of Vivekananda Mandal in their college, or Vivekananda Manch, giving different names. For example, in Arunachal Pradesh, the youth decided we will call it Ignited Youth Forum. So then they take care of that Ignited Youth Forum. They call then other youth in that. They conduct many programs, and that's how they get associated. Then again for them the camp is conducted. So like this, these youth, they go and they give the time. Then some youth, they feel that no, this giving 1 hour, 2 hour is fine, but I should give little more time. I should have little intense experience of working for the society. So such youth, they come as Sevavrati. They come, they say, we will work full time for 2 years. You send us to any part of the country and we shall work there. So that is how they come. And again, from them, there are few youth. They feel that no, why only 2 years? I should give my whole life for this. As Swami Vivekananda had told, the earth's bravest and the best have to sacrifice for the good of many. So if I consider myself good, best, then the first thing I should do is to sacrifice for the good of many. And that's how then they come as Jivan Vrati in Vivekananda Kendra.
So nice to listen, Didi. Didi, you have written so many books, and Shining Stars and Smiling Flowers. In that book, you have given a very heart-touching story of a village, the people coming together to rebuild a burned house. It is liked by so many people, but to the viewers of our Kendra, they want to know in a very short this thing, that how that story you narrated for all.
See, when we talk of oneness, that oneness was really practiced or still being practiced to large extent in our society. So once when I was in Arunachal Pradesh, in Boleng, so we had gone there, we reached there in the evening, and next day morning there were 2-3 programs. One was a talk for 11th and 12th standard students in the higher secondary there. Then the second was meeting with the village elders, and the third was with the women of the locality. So when we morning we went to the school, that time the students were coming out with big dove in their hand. and we were surprised. Dav is a big knife. So we thought, what happened? But they were very silent and going out. And the principal told, sorry, we can't have the program because yesterday 2 houses got burnt in Boling village. Then after some time we got another message that village elders meeting is not possible. And then again after some time we got message that Matru Sammelan for with women is not possible. Then we ask what is happening, 2 houses burnt and each program getting cancelled. If getting cancelled is not a problem, but we want to know what is happening. Then they said, oh Didi, we thought you know. And then they told those students, they went to cut bamboos. And those bamboos will be taken where the 2 houses were burnt. The village elders all went there and they will clean the whole area, and for them somebody will be even cooking the food. And as soon as bamboos come, they start cutting and they start building the house. And that is how within a day they finish building the house. Then I asked, okay, what the mothers are doing, all the women of the village. They said, oh, they will sit and then they will say, and from my house I shall give one cot. Someone will say, I can give this many vessels. Someone would say, I will give this many clothes, this or another furniture. And like that, believe me, within 24 hours, a well furnished house is given to the families, both the families. This is living society. See, when I am walking, if a thorn pricks my leg, I don't say the leg will take care or I will give application to someone to remove my thorn. You know, immediately the hands go there, eyes go there, we remove the thorn. Similarly, in a society, if something happens, all people they come together and they support. That is what is living society. That is what is society based on oneness.
A deeper meaning to the brotherhood, right? So to conclude this conversation, Didi, we are very happy that many things we could discuss. There are many more things to be discussed, but then the time limit is there. So what is the message which you would like to give on this special occasion of Universal Brotherhood Day to the society or for our viewers, please?
See, first thing is in our country, that's not the tradition that we give our message. We always give what the Vedas have told, and the same message, only at that contemporary time, it is made more palatable to the people. That's what Swami Vivekananda did for us. And same thing I will repeat what I told you, what Swamiji's message was, that they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive, and love India. And the third is this oneness is to be practiced. So in our own house, now we see in houses, you know, we are becoming selfish. The communication is reduced. People are not talking with each other. Even with neighbors, no communications. So that we have to improve. Have more concern, love, compassion for others, and whatever help we can do to others, we should strive to do. But the main thing is we should never forget that we are very, very fortunate to have been born in this great nation. Only those who are real fortunate are born here. As Swami Vivekananda had told, if there is any land on this earth which can lay claim to be a blessed Punya Bhumi, to be a land to which every soul wending its way Godward has to come to account for its karma, a land of spirituality and peace, it is India. So it is in such country we are born. So we must also work, contribute to make our country great, and also make our country capable to fulfill her historical duty of guiding the world in spirituality.
Thank you so much, Didi. A wonderful conversation. Thank you so much.